Hello sweeties, we're going to try this new room setup here, and I'm going to sit my happy butt down to play for a little bit because I think it's my phone. Alright, hang on. Alright, put that on vibrate. Okay. Oh, I don't know about this camera where it is right now. I broke my selfie stick. So I pulled out some of the Mister's old camera gear, tripods and whatever, and well, this one's just far too fancy for my liking. But we're going to give it a go, at least for right now, because I got to get some shite done. Alright, so I'm at the next phase of making Christmas cards. I did some acrylic pours, and I'm going to have to do some more. These are just on, I don't know if that's watercolor or what, but it's just leftover paper from years and years and years and years ago. And I did some from those that were just dips and stuff. And I've got video, I'm not sure how I want to put it all together, but these are just dips, you know, where you dip the paper in and just peel it back, and it makes cool little designs and stuff. Okay, hopefully these will be useful the way I'm thinking they are. I've not done these Christmas cards with acrylic pours before, so I don't know if they're going to work out at all. But this is what I got so far, and I'm hoping it's not too glary. But there's gold in there, and I did it with a crackle topping because I'm addicted to it currently. This one I love. I really don't want to cut it up either, but I'm going to, because that was the whole point. And then I have this one. I'm not as fond of this one. It should be alright in smaller bits, I think. But yeah, I don't know. There's gold and, or the copper and gold mix in it, so we'll see. But what we're going to do for the moment, while I take a moment to sit, because my lower back is mad. Okay, hang on. Being very naughty and having a Coca-Cola. Alright, what I did not trace around like a ton of stuff. I took an empty, what is this, patch and paint, lightweight spackling for walls. I use it as a paint cup or mixing cup or whatever. But I took this and I dipped it in my ink pad and stamped, right? That's way quicker than tracing around a bunch of circles. Now the problem I've had with cutting those out is a whole bunch of them, even though this is round, a whole bunch of them just aren't near as round as I'd like them to be. Someday I will get punches. Oh, let me see. There we go. Alright, what I need to do though, and I'm sure you guys are going to be bored watching me cut these out, but I wanted to sit and chat with you. I've tried to keep up with live streams as best I could while in the middle of doing all these little projects and stuff and moving the art room around, which is a great way to do it unless you're in a hurry to get back to doing other things. Alright, I don't know. I'm going to make a pile of those, I think. Off to the side here I have, actually I'll show you, the Christmas card parts, at least for family and friends, will probably get this scrapbook paper, and we're going to make the ornament bits that hang loose and just tape the ribbon to the back so it will dangle, right? Not rocket science. Anybody can do this, I promise. As for the rest, because this is the very last of some very old scrapbook paper, so I don't have very many, and I normally send out about, or give out 40 or 50 cards, depending on the year, and I have some offcuts from those, so I'm going to make cards out of cardstock and brown paper bag, or brown paper craft paper, what is it, painter's paper maybe? I don't know. Alright, I need to keep these separate because these actually, most of them will be backing pieces, the back part of the ornaments. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm not going to worry. I was going to try and save as much as the little offcut pieces as I could, but honestly, I'm having a day, so no, I'm not. Okay, let's see. Yeah, as far as moving the room around and doing it the way that I did this time, it does in fact work. I got a bunch of stuff organized and sorted through. I got a bunch of little projects that were in between stages, either to the next stage or finished, which is always awesome. Well, I think I have a bunch of multi-phase stuff, far more than I do actual completed projects, but that's okay. We'll get to them. Doing an acrylic pour on paper makes it all floppy. It's weird because it feels like leather, but it's, yeah, it's so floppy. Alright. Yeah, I wanted to, I've been trying to catch as many videos and as many live feeds and live streams as I can. Because it turns out I really like making YouTube videos, and even if they're ones that I end up speeding up and doing music and whatever with, because I have really long projects, and even then half my videos are really long. I know, I'm sorry. There might be a day where I learn to do live feeds or live streams or whatever, and we just stick around for hours on end. That might be a better plan. I don't know. Because my projects really do take a long time anyway. I don't know if I'm just slow. I know part of it is because I air dry. I just, you know, shut cameras off and come back when stuff's dry, or mostly dry. I do that because I like the way that stuff feels. The texture's different if you air dry versus if you heat gun or whatever. Also part of that is because I have migraines and noise is shit. Yeah, just, I don't even use a hair dryer. Well, you know, my head's mostly shaved right now. But, even when I had long hair, and I used to have hair down to my butt. But a hair dryer is useless for me on account of my hair is so thick and heavy, it doesn't dry even with a hair dryer in any reasonable amount of time. So that's useless. And then the sound is so loud right next to your ear. And I have stupid levels of hearing, so yeah, it just seems even louder than it should be. Wow, I cannot cut circles. Yeah, eventually, I don't know if they do they make die cuts that are this big? I don't know how big that is. It's got to be a good 2.5 inches. If they do, I might have to invest in a die cut machine. I want one of the little windy ones. And everybody's like, if you have hand issues or whatever, or arthritis or whatever, don't do it. But honestly, using electricity, she says, with all the lights going, but yeah, using electricity all the time for every little thing, I think makes you far too dependent. I've seen people lose their minds when the power goes out just for an hour. Like, get twitchy, can't handle it. And I shouldn't laugh, but yeah, it's hilarious to me because there are so many people that don't have the luxuries that we do. And whether that's because there's been natural disasters, or that's just where they're at with their country, you know, progression or whatever. We have it so good, and it's made most people, I say most, keep in mind how many people there are, but it's made a lot of people whiny ass babies. And half the time it just annoys me and ticks me off. It's like, you ungrateful pile of something. The rest of the time I just laugh, because if I don't, I'm just going to lose my mind. See, we've got all these little offcut pieces. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm going to have to do... Good Lord. 3 to 5 most likely. More pours. So look for those videos. And I don't know if I'm going to break these up into like a series, Christmas card series or something. I might do that. I know if I haven't been on here for a while, people get worried, and I am in fact fine. Thanksgiving week was very, very hard for our family, so we just laid low and did what we could to get through it. So that's where it's at there. Let's see, let's try that one maybe. I keep seeing all these amazing, amazing things that everybody's making for Christmas decorations. I was watching Shelly on Crafty Mamas the other night on her live stream. She was making ornaments that I haven't even seen since, good Lord, like 3rd grade or something. We used to make them all the time, and it's like, oh yeah, totally forgot about those. Yeah, I cannot cut straight lines or circles. So, whatever. This is why I like my scrappy bits, I think, because I don't have to stress about it. Oh, almost chucked that out. That would have sucked. Yeah. So, are you guys making Christmas presents or cards or any of that? Are you doing any of the Secret Santa stuff, or... I don't know, white elephant stuff? That stuff always cracks me up. With a box of chocolates that each one of them's had a bite out of, or, you know, all the gag gifts. My favorite one that I heard recently, and it was, they put it up as a Halloween gag, you know, the trick more than the treat for sure. But you take Brussels sprouts and you roll them in chocolate and put the cute little sprinkles on so they look like truffles. That just cracked me up. It was like, that is so evil. It's genius. Yes. Anywho, that's how I roll, you guys. You should know. I haven't done it. I'm not saying I actually would do it, but it is hilarious. My biggest thing with pranks and jokes and stuff, you can really, really upset people, and not even intentionally. Just the thought of somebody that you love or care about is just willing to use you as a butt of a joke, that never feels good. So I tend to not... I don't like pranks, I don't like practical jokes, I don't... I've seen a few that were funny, but most of them really are just mean, or, you know, they're going to make somebody snap. There's going to come a day when somebody just snaps, cannot take it anymore. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos on YouTube and whatever where they're doing that all the time to the same person. And yeah, it's like, nah, that's not right. And yeah, people can only take so much anyway, but there will come a day where they just, it's all fun and games now, and then one day it won't be. And if you're going to practice psychological warfare, why are you doing it on people that you apparently care about? That irritates me. But I'm not going there today, because no. This is going to be the most boring video ever, and I apologize. I do hope that you are making something. Stick it on in the background. I am in fact just cutting out circles very poorly. Thankfully I won't be graded on them. And if anybody grades me on my Christmas cards, then they don't get one next year. That's kind of my thing. And I can't help it. I've taken a couple of years off here and there, but people get worried that I'm not doing okay, so I've kind of set myself up for this ridiculous task that I used to absolutely love. And my reason for it, not so much with the Christmas cards, it actually started with birthdays for me. For my 6th birthday, my dad was out bush. You know, I'm an army brat, so he was out on exercise, and his girlfriend or whatever at the time was rather abusive. Friends of ours had made me a birthday cake knowing that my dad was out of town. So yeah, my brother and I ended up locked in a closet after having the crap kicked out of us, and her kids ate cake and played with whatever presents I got. So that was amazing, but that was my 6th birthday. After that, I didn't really care for my birthday, but I've always made sure that everybody gets a birthday. It doesn't matter if it's just a card or a little cake, or and I'm all about the birthday cakes because, oh my god, I love cake. And you can do some pretty stuff with cake. But everybody should get a birthday. And it doesn't have to be some huge spectacle. I'm not saying that. You should get to be celebrated. That was the day you were born. That's when you arrived, you know? So why wouldn't you celebrate that? And I understand, you know, when people forget your birthday and horrible things happen on birthdays, and there's always somebody being an absolute douche. I get it. I really, dude, I have stories. I have stories. But, the Christmas card thing, I used to, and I'll tell you about this now because it won't matter, really. I used to go through the phone book and send Christmas cards to people I didn't even know. Yeah, I'd send out 20 or 30 or whatever, and I'd space it out. You know, I'd send however much for the first week of December, the second week, third week, and then it was all about family. But, I used to do that just in case one of those people in the phone book didn't have family, and then they'd have something. They'd know somebody gave a crap, because that can make all the difference in the world. Even, I know a lot of us that don't like crowded spaces, that can't handle the energy of those, that we'll mark it as being weird. It's not weird. Your intuition is usually just higher than most, which can freak out some people, but whatever. They will awaken at some point in time. But yeah, we still have this need, even though we don't want to be social, even though, you know, even friends and family, people that we love, we can only hang out with them for so long. And that's not saying anything about them or who they are as people, even when we adore them. We don't have the energy for it. We just can't, at least I know for me. That's why thankfully I found art journaling, because it has saved my soul, my sanity, my everything. See, this doesn't look like a lot. I'm sitting down cutting out circles of paper covered with paint and glue. You know, a lot of people would never understand that, but for crafters, especially those of us that do it just to keep our hands and our brains busy, or keep our hands busy while our brains are processing. That's a thing. We do it to recharge, to re-energize. Of course, we tend to overdo it and then need to take a break to recharge and energize. But, yes. I'll have to check my video here. I'm uploading the craft room final kind of a deal. Well, I've done a little more since then, but I'm calling it done. I missed playing in it, so I've called it done. Oh. Alright, I think I need to learn how to cut with my left hand. I can write with my left hand. It's not fabulous at all. Not that my right hand is either. And I can eat with chopsticks with my left hand as well. Because, you know, you bugger up your wrists and hands enough, or break an arm, and yeah, you learn to do stuff pretty quick. Okay, where was that? Oh yeah, the Christmas cards. Duh. You know, that thing that we're working on. I am all over the place today, you guys. I was up till 2 this morning playing with this stuff. It's okay. I'll get it all done. It'll be fabulous. Hopefully it'll be fabulous. Just one person thinks it's awesome or is tickled, then I'll be okay. No, the Christmas cards started like the birthday cards. It occurred to me how many people didn't do Christmas even for themselves. And I get it. I really don't celebrate Christmas like most people either. I just don't. Especially with the kids all scattered to the wind. We've got the youngest daughter here in town. This year at least. She was gone one year there. That sucked. And then she came back last Christmas. So that was my Christmas gift. That was amazing. All the tears. Wow, that is not the best circle ever. But, yeah, everybody's, and I remember it being hard when the girls were little. You do Christmas for the kids. The Christmas magic is for the kids. The Santa Claus, the wish list, the scattering. If you've got little ones, do a project with them where you take a paper bag and you mix glitter and oats and put it in the paper bag and set it aside, so on Christmas Eve you go and scatter all of that out on your front lawn or back lawn or wherever. Make sure you don't have dogs. You don't want them to eat it, so front lawn probably. We used to do it in our front yard. But what you do is you scatter it all around, and the whole point is so that the reindeer smell the oats and know where to go, so they don't miss your house, and Santa Claus is led there safely to your house by the moonlight and the glitter. And it's adorable, and the kids get so excited. But yeah, not everybody does Christmas. Not everybody can do Christmas. So just a Christmas card, whether it's handmade or store-bought, it doesn't matter. Personally, I prefer handmade as far as giving them, but just to let somebody know that they're not alone. Even when we feel alone or need to be alone, we still need to have contact. That's why so many of us have YouTube channels, because we can have contact from a safe distance. And that sounds like shit, but it's true. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I've got to refinish my table, but that'll be another week-long project where it'll be down. I might do that over Christmas. Okay, so I have these ones from the Reds. Oh yeah, see, I like them much better in smaller parts. That one's amazing. Can you see? I love that. I like that too. That's that one didn't crackle very much. Almost there, I think. There. Yeah, these will be the front of the ornaments. Oh my god, that one's delicious. Look at that. That one. Oh yeah, I love these. These are great. And I didn't plan, you probably could. I wanted to get as many out of each piece of paper as I could, but you could probably plan where, you know, which parts in focus. If you didn't want so much white on one, you could cut it out wherever if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm just trying to bust out as many as I can. Oh, the light today is weird. These clouds need to do something because my head is killing me. Okay, so these will be for the fronts. And then I will, let's see, I'll put the colored ones up here, let's see. That one, that's a good reminder. Oh, there's a little heart in that one, a little bubble made a heart. I love hearts. I do. And hippos, and pandas, and critters, and sugar babies, or bush babies. I don't know if you're familiar with bush babies with their giant eyes. They're amazing. And lemurs. I am a sucker for lemurs. I don't know why. And these ones, for the most part, will be the back. Unless I get bored. Some of these came out okay, so they could in fact be fronts. Like that one there, that's cool. That one's awesome. That one's awesome. Those are, oh, that one's cool. That one's okay. That one's cool. That one's freaking cool. That looks very much like the old, e-brew. Oh, excuse me. The old e-brew, water dip technique. Actually, a lot of these look like that. See that one? I've got a little leftover piece I need to trim. Yeah, half of these ones could in fact be fronts, but a lot of them came out darker than I wanted. But that's cool, but it's really dark. Well, that one's cool. That could be a front. I don't know. We'll see. I'm playing it by ear. I just want to make sure I have enough before I really get started, because I don't want to get all the way through the process of finishing cards and then have to go back and start over. And if I have leftover stuff, then that just can get turned into other things. And then these pieces, all the little offcuts we can use. Eventually I'm going to get into doing jewelry making or whatever. I at least need to make a pendant because I want one. I want one. So yeah, so we have just basic, those are my top pieces, hang on. Just a basic Christmas card. I think I put well wishes or happy holidays or something to stamp inside. This will get a front and a back with a bigger piece sandwiched in between. And then we're going to punch a hole, tie a ribbon, and then hang it. The ribbon I'll fold over the top and just tape on the back so that they can take it off and use it as an ornament if they want to. If not, whatever. But it will be interactive then. This part will flop around and move. 5 so far to go. But yeah, I thought I'd share that part with you today, and I will backtrack and find the 4 video from these ones and I'll add it on the end of this one. And yeah, I'll do it in parts. Card, Christmas card 2017 part 1 or whatever. But yeah, as far as the table setup, I don't know about the camera. I'm hoping that works right there. It won't stay there though, because that tripod will get bumped by the dogs and that won't be good. And if I put it on the table, I move, I lean, my table's wobbly, so that would be bad. But this setup is awfully bright. Awfully bright. As far as sitting anyway, it actually works, and it gives me space to dry stuff as I go for the bigger projects, so that's going to be great. I still tend to work in this much space though, so I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's my bubble. That's my creative bubble. And yeah, I will be, I'm torn with the table. I have several ideas, one of which, well, several of which are acrylic pours on the table and then just hard coat the whole top, because it's going to need sanding and all of that goodness. It's never been real good. I don't know what they use to paint the top, but yeah, it's crap. So yeah, that will be probably over Christmas. Won't get posted till probably New Year or thereabouts. But yeah, that's where we're at for Christmas cards. So stay tuned for part 2, and after this bit I will add how I did the pours, okay? Because I end up getting questions about those. If you do have any questions, let me know. I have no problem answering questions at all. So I hope you guys are doing something fun. I apologize for the rambling chat thing. I'm not real good at that part. You guys know that. I'll work on it. I promise I'm working on it. Yeah, I think that's all I have today. I'm glad to be back actually doing projects and videos for you though, because I miss you guys. I love the interaction. It's fun. So hopefully this has inspired you or given you some ideas for making Christmas cards. You could do these on your sheet of paper. You could do just watercolor or like the painty papers. You could use those. Whatever you've got. Use what you've got. Use junk mail. Paint your junk mail and recycle or upcycle if you want to be fancy. Same thing. And you could cut out, you know, if you have punches, you could cut out whatever shapes you've got. You could do stars or I don't know, hearts, whatever. But yeah, I will see you guys either in part 2 or whatever the next chunk of video is. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Happy arting. I love you. Bye-bye.